Welcome to WeSupply. In this demo, we'll be going over how we can help your brand automate order tracking and returns, as well as turn crucial data points into action items. To paint a complete picture, we'll be looking at the platform from both a front and back end point of view. This way, you'll understand how it works and how your customers will interact with it. To get started, let's talk about what WeSupply is. We are a post-purchase customer experience platform with the purpose of improving communication with a customer after an order is placed and between departments in your organization during the returns process. We help you keep customers engaged with proactive notifications throughout the shipping process, as well as empower them with transparency and self-service in the event that they need to make a return. In short, we minimize those all too common customer service questions like, "Where's my order?" "How do I make a return?" and "When do I get my money back?" This results in both a happier experience for your customer and less work for your support team. Sounds good, right? But you're probably wondering how we achieve this. It all starts at the very beginning. We start the customer journey off right by setting realistic, achievable expectations before they even make a purchase. Bigger brands like Amazon are notorious for quick processing and shipping, which is evident in the trust they've earned from their customers. Building that same level of trust can be hard for a smaller brand with limited resources, but without it, customers may be more hesitant to order. We call this shipping anxiety, and it could be affecting your conversion. We help put customers at ease by accurately estimating the processing and shipping time so they know exactly when they'll receive their items. We start by automatically detecting the customer's zip code. If they'd like the item shipped elsewhere, they can simply type in a custom zip to change the estimate. This appears on the product and cart pages in order to help avoid cart abandonment. Since most shipping methods are named after their time in transit, such as next day air or 3-day select, calculating an accurate delivery date that includes processing time is important to clear up confusion. We look at your historical processing time to get an accurate number and combine that with the carrier's time in transit. Your processing time can be adjusted based on item, so if a product is handmade or customized, you can set expectations accordingly. Setting a realistic, deliverable estimate in the beginning of the customer's journey not only puts them at ease, but alleviates many common calls to your support team. Okay, now that we've conquered shipping anxiety and the customer has successfully placed an order, what's next? Here's where proactive communication comes into play, keeping customers up to date every step of the way with email and SMS notifications. Also, instead of linking them to a generic shipping page from the carrier, you can offer them a fully branded tracking page that keeps them engaged. This is especially helpful if you're using a solution like UPS SurePost, as the customer would be bounced between two separate tracking pages once the item changes hand from UPS to USPS. We combine all of the information in one place. This page increases user experience, but also helps drive additional revenue for your brand. Aside from being able to fully customize the look and feel of this page to match your brand, you can display dynamic product recommendations based on user interest, as well as highlight ongoing promotions. If the customer would like details on their entire order, they can simply enter their email address here and they will receive a unique link to the order page in their inbox. What are the main differences between the tracking page and the full order detail page? The tracking page is for a specific shipment, but sometimes an order can be made up of several shipments. If you ship separate boxes, either from one or multiple warehouses as part of the same order, then the full order detail page will have all of your information in one place. The order is clearly broken out per package so each can be tracked individually. Here, we see package number 2 has already been delivered and package number 1 is on the way. By making this clear to your customer, you avoid calls about missing parts of their order. We mentioned SMS notifications earlier, and now is a good time to go over 2 big examples. Exceptions and delays. In the event of inclement weather, we get notified of delays by the carrier. We then let your customers know and update their expected delivery date. Out for delivery. In order to help mitigate instances of lost and stolen packages, we text the customer the morning of their delivery to prepare them. We text again once the package is scanned off the truck and onto their front step. This minimizes the time the package sits outside unattended. We can also increase customer service efficiency for your team. All relevant information about a customer's order is shown directly in your ticket management software. In this case, we're using Zendesk. Since each order is tied to an email address, all orders and correlating details are conveniently grouped together. By clicking on an order, your team can see what was purchased, where it was shipped, how many packages were part of the order, where each of these packages are right now, and the latest carrier updates. Did the customer forget to sign up for SMS notifications earlier? Or maybe they opted out at the time, but after a delay in their shipment, now they're eager for updates. No problem. Your team can easily opt the customer in from this screen, allowing them to receive all future notifications about this order. So now your customer has received the order and everything is good, except maybe it doesn't fit, or the color is off. Either way, they want to make a return. Our return module reduces key friction points by offering a smooth, self-service flow. This helps you to reduce operational costs and save valuable margin points while offering customers the best experience by eliminating confusion. Let's start with the customer's perspective. Say we're dealing with a standard 30-day return rule. The first question is usually, well, 30 days from when? The day they received the item? The day it was shipped out? How about the day they originally placed the order? Who knows? WeSupply removes any confusion by automatically calculating the return policy for each individual item. We display, per item, how many days are left to make a return. Why do we do it this way? Well, we know that all products aren't the same, so our return module allows you to set different return rules based on many different variables. For example, while your default return policy may have a 30-day window and no generated return label, you may wish to be more generous if the item was damaged in shipment. When the customer selects damaged product as their reason for return, you can offer them a wider return window, multiple ways to return, and the option to generate a free return label. Anything to keep them happy. It's totally up to you. The bottom line is that everything is fully customizable in the return module. You can base your return rule on many different variables. Individual products. Limited edition or seasonal products can be treated differently than your evergreen ones. Discount value. Save margin points by not accepting returns on items marked as final sale without compromising your overall return policy. Country. International shipping can be pretty expensive, so in these cases you can opt to not pay for the return shipping even if it's your default to do so domestically. Automating this process takes pressure off your support team since they don't have to go manually case by case. It also ensures compliance. In this situation, you can see we have 81 days left to return this hammock chair. The customer selects the product and the quantity they want to return. Next, they select a reason and confirm. They have two ways to process this return. The first option is to return it to a store and show them all eligible options nearby, complete with hours and directions. The second is shipping the item directly back to you. According to the rule we set up earlier in the demo, damaged items get a free return label, so we will generate that here. Simply download it, stick it, and ship it. Easy. Now that the customer has successfully shipped the item back, the next question will likely be, when do I get my money back? With WeSupply, you can get way ahead of that question by tracking and notifying the customer the same way we did for the initial shipment. You can think of this as reverse tracking if you'd like. Here, the customer can see when they initiated the return, when they shipped it back, and when it was received at your warehouse. Once the product has been received, your customer service team gets notified that there's an incoming return. At that point, the warehouse receiving team can verify if the return product is as expected and leave comments based on their findings. They can verify the condition of the product as well. Was the item in the package? Does it need to be cleaned? Make a note here. Any additional comments are easy to add. What this does is tighten the communication between the two most important departments when it comes to processing returns: your customer service representatives and the warehouse receiving team. Since the warehouse completed their portion and left detailed notes along the way, the customer service reps can quickly find all the vital information about this return. Here we see the item was damaged in shipment. It is in the package, doesn't need to be cleaned, and that it's missing tags. We can also see that the item is not in resellable condition. With this information in hand, the customer service rep can choose not to restock the item and can choose between offering the customer a full refund, store credit, or gift card as a reimbursement method. Do you want a refund shipping? Sure. Let's say for some reason there's an applicable return fee. Simply input the dollar value here and it will automatically deduct from the total. Now they're ready to submit and issue the refund. At this point, WeSupply connects back to your web portal through our API, and your payment gateway automatically processes the order and issues the refund. The customer is notified that the item was successfully returned, the refund has been issued, and most importantly, when they'll be receiving their money back. Again, the concept here is that proactive communication increases customer confidence and lessens your workload by getting ahead of those customer support tickets that would otherwise just be waiting to happen. Instead of just notifying the customer about their refund, we can use this opportunity to encourage them to spend the money they're getting back with you again. We re-engage customers by showing them additional products that we know they're sure to love. We've mentioned numerous benefits to the customer throughout this demo, but how can you tell if your efforts are really hitting the mark? WeSupply can help with that too. We survey the customer after their experience using the customer satisfaction 1 to 5 star format to see if they're happy, as well as with the Net Promoter Score to determine if they'd recommend you to a friend. Since we already have all the data about the customer and their shipment, we can easily trace reviews back to the particular order in question. This breathes a whole new life into the survey data, making it easier to create real action items to optimize your flow and better the customer experience in the future. We have every detail here for you in the dashboard. Processing time by location breaks out each of your shipping locations so you can see how they're performing on an individual level. If your goal is to hit a 24-hour processing time, you can use this graph to determine which locations are succeeding and which may need a little help. By looking at each location separately, you can gain valuable insight that a company average would not be able to provide. This can also help with staffing, as perhaps several locations are being hit with more orders, yet don't have a designated processor during peak hours. We can also see delivery time, so you can analyze your carrier's performance and make sure you're getting the service you're paying for. After all, your customers won't blame a late shipment on UPS. They're going to be looking to you. End-to-end data highlights the length of time from the moment the customer places their order to when the package arrives at their doorstep. The WeSupply Stats section is a convenient snapshot that tells you where all of your shipments are at that very moment. Order Stats offers valuable insight into your transactions. This section differentiates between the demand dollars that you've taken in and the ship sales that have actually been fulfilled and banked. Understanding the difference between these two numbers is helpful because it can show you how many orders are still pending to be shipped after a big weekend of sales. It can also be indicative of issues such as out-of-stock products. Shipments, cancellations, and SMS statistics are also displayed here to provide you with crucial, up-to-date information about the health of your brand. WeSupply keeps your customers engaged, your customer service team in the know, and gives you all the data you need to keep your finger on the pulse of your business. Sign up now